So maybe we can kind of conclude for our Sensing River 2020 workshop. I'm really very happy that we're able to do this workshop for the 3 days, and we try to do our best to kind of exposing you to this remote sensing data, more specifically satellite data, and also different models, different techniques, and different applications. And I know, I mean, 3 days, we have to be honest, 3 days are not enough to learn all of this. And every day we're only spending probably 3 hours. So 3 days and 3 hours, it's not enough. And probably we need more and more. Another thing, making it virtually, it's also challenging, especially for the practical session. I understand that some people didn't finish the exercise, which, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, doing it virtually, something like having these hands-on or practical sessions, we should actually go in the class and you have someone just kind of helping you. But doing it virtually, it's very challenging, and we understand that. But we tried actually to do our best so that we can kind of like sharing the experience we have here. And my idea from the workshop, that whatever I learned here when I came to University of Washington or to US in general, is we have to deliver this to everyone. So making this available for everyone, making the research available for everyone. So I hope everyone at least, I mean, like learn some of the terms that we have used, or some of these sensing river themes that I shared in the beginning of in the introduction of the workshop. This is some of the screenshots we have gotten, and I was actually very happy. This will be a very good memory. I will try to share this with you. It's very good and very nice to see all these faces during the sensing rivers. I've missed many of my colleagues back in Alexandria and Egypt in general, and I'm very happy that this workshop actually gets to know more people, and I hope like making these teams, more people actually they get to interact with each other and they know each other as well. And probably, as I said, the more important than learning this kind of technical and theoretical things about remote sensing is to kind of interact, exchanging ideas, like building your network. You know new people. Now you can kind of maybe starting collaboration between each other or something like that. So, and I hope you enjoyed some of the time from this workshop. I know it was very intensive in terms of like too much details and remote sensing and beavers, but I hope you get time to enjoy. Again, this is the themes, and I hope by the end of this workshop you have now kind of familiar a little bit with what transboundary rivers and what was the challenge there, satellite remote sensing, cloud computing, reservoir operation. So these different themes we said, like river temperature, crop irrigation, decision support systems. And I hope this is the format what we follow, like the presentation, 2 sessions per day, paper readings, practical sessions. You were able to kind of like deliver some of these themes and making it kind of like introducing you to different topics in remote sensing and rivers. Again, I would like to thank all the SR speakers, the Sensing River speakers. Again, thanks very much for Professor Faisal, for Nishan, for Indira and Charyar. You did a great job, and I'm very sorry if I've taken part of your time during these 3 days, and you never said no. I mean, even during the practical session, you were there helping as well. So thanks very much, and thanks Dr. Faisal for leading this, and also for giving the presentation and introducing us to the perspectives of the remote sensing. Thanks everyone who participated. I tried to update the list yesterday, and I hope it's updated now. So thanks everyone for the SR teams. I hope also you will learn a little bit about different rivers. Even myself, when I was preparing for that, I learned a little bit about different rivers, like the Rhine River or Mekong River or Amazon River. So I think I hope everyone learned what is the different rivers. I've shared actually during the break some information about the rivers, so you get to know. And all of these rivers actually are transboundary rivers, so they are shared between different countries. So probably they might have some of the challenges we have in the Nile River as well. Thanks also for not only for the participants, but also for the guests. We got requests for people they want just to come and learn, and even some of the guests, they didn't just come and learn, but they also get involved in the practical sessions, which was very inspiring for us, that people, they want to learn more and more. Even if he gets at the last time, he was very happy to come and work in the Google Earth Engine. many people, they stayed even after the session. The session was expected to finish by 11:30, and many people, they stayed up to 12:30. They were actually, I see people doing an amazing job. I mean, they learned the Google Earth Engine very quickly. It's 2 days, it's not enough. For me, I mean, it takes months until I get used to the Google Earth Engine. So I really appreciate the participation of everyone and all the participants, the guests, and everyone. And thanks very much for participating. Some statistics, it might be interesting if you want to know. We got the applications. Actually, we expected to have 15 participants. That's kind of like to have more control, but later we accepted more applications. We get, as I said, I was expected to do that actually in Egypt, only for Alexandria University. And I was in contact in Sudan with Omdurman University, with the UNESCO chair, and Ethiopia also. I was planning to go to the Space Science and Technology Institute. I got the approval for the 3 countries actually, but I was supposed to just do the workshop for each country. And I think in this case, we will not get the people involved from different countries. So still the virtual workshops is not bad in the sense that it can getting people from other countries. We have from Saudi Arabia, even people registered. We have from the US, we have from Nepal. And then later, actually, this was, because this is the statistics before we start the workshop, but later we get from Bangladesh as well, people are participating. We get from Kyoto University, from Japan, people also participated. So I should update that, but I didn't get time, but we have more and more people actually participating, which is kind of very good. Still Egypt is the majority, which I expected, because I was expected to be at Alexandria, and I was maybe in a better connection to people in Egypt, but maybe in the future I can try to do my best to connect to more and more people in Sudan, Ethiopia, the rest of the Nile, and the rest of the world as well. I hope this can be kind of like more and more people getting involved. In terms of people, yeah, like the job position, we have even, I mean, the most of the people are master students, which is kind of very, very good that the people who started their graduate school, they are interested to learn more and more, which something I like. The PhD students is like a little bit less, which is expected, because anyone who's doing PhD, you just want to finish PhD. It's my case as well, So I don't care if there is a workshop, I don't want to go to the workshop. Let me first my dissertation and graduate. So that makes sense if the PhD students are less, but it's also it's very good to see faculty as well. And I really appreciate that we have many faculty and postdoctoral researchers that joined the workshop. We have, I don't want to say not some names I forgot, but I really appreciate the participation of Dr. Ashraf al-Mustafa, Dr. Ahmed al-Adawi, Dr. Yeah, I don't want to miss any names, but I remember Dr. Ashraf Mustafa, Dr. Ahmed Adawi from Mansoura, and they can check here, Dr. Ahmed Zuhairi, Dr. Nesma, and Dr. Rasha Al-Gohari. I really appreciate everyone, Dr. Ahmed Abdul Razi. So, I mean, and forgive me if I forget any names. What I learned in Egypt, it's because of all of this faculty that they teach out in Egypt. So I have to be kind of like thank all of them, and that's why I mentioned everyone by his name. So thanks very much for participating, and thanks for the H&H. We have some engineers. They are not doing graduate school. We have some researchers. We have research assistant. I think maybe this comes from the University of Khartoum, the Water Research Center, when we have many people participating from there. And I was surprised they are only bachelors. They just finished their bachelor, and they are doing research very well. So that was amazing and surprising for me. So thanks everyone from the Water Research Center in the University of Khartoum that you participated, and you are actually having, your questions were amazing, and thanks very much for you getting engaged in this workshop. This chart is showing something I checked in the first day. So the first day I was trying to track the number of participants at different times, and you can see the time here. This is the time in the Pacific time. We have it here in Seattle, in Washington, in US, and how many participants. So I was just checking this not to see how many people we have in the SR now. I was just checking because one thing or one issue my people notice that the internet connection is not good in the Middle East in general, or maybe in the Nile region or Southeast Asia. In the developing nations in general, maybe the internet connection is not good. But what's surprising for me is that when I check at a different time from the starting of the workshop to the end, it's not that bad. I mean, at 8, because most of the people, they get connected a little late, like at 8:05 or something, but then it peaks, like we reach the peak of like 34 participants, but it doesn't go that much down. And actually, it might go down maybe because of the practical session. Some people, maybe they didn't want to work on the practical session, but in terms of, we talk about in terms of the internet connection, is not that bad. And I think this is something we have to appreciate it, and we can, which means that if we want to do this kind of this workshop virtually for our region, we still, like the Middle East or the Nile River or any developing nations, we still have this opportunity to do it, because the internet connection is not that bad, and everyone actually is doing this. I mean, in terms of handling the Zoom platform or using this kind of software, they are using it very well, and even they are using it better than me. So I really appreciate all the participants, and that they are trying to do their best to participate in having this internet connection during the workshop. And no worries at all if someone like gets sometimes logged out and then reconnected again. We understand that, because I mean, sometimes it's normal everywhere, even here in US, sometimes the connection is not that good. And I have noticed that for some of the presentations, our sound is kind of cutting, although we are here in the US, which we suppose that we have a better connection or something. So again, I want also to say that we will try to build a SR community, Sensing River community. It's maybe it's like Hydrolingo community is something, and Sensing River will be something else. So I'll try to update the website, so we will have it updated. Maybe now it's for 2020. I will try to update it. Maybe if you are looking forward for 2021, I will try to start a social media account. But I think I will not be able to handle everything. So probably if you can get involved in the SR community, and then we have a team that kind of handling this kind together. So maybe next year, if we have to make this this workshop maybe bigger, and one important thing for next year is to have speakers from outside the University of Washington. Because this year we only have speakers from University of Washington, but we want maybe next year to have more and more speakers from outside the University of Washington. So I'd be happy if you can be included in or get involved in the SR community. Other things I want, I mean, this is maybe related to the Hydrolingo, is to build some groups, maybe in the applications, maybe Facebook group or maybe WhatsApp group, but I want to build it also in different languages. So if I have a WhatsApp group, for example, maybe I call it SR Arabic. So the Arabic people who are speaking Arabic, they will be there. So it's be easy for them to interact and to kind of like working together. Maybe we have another one, SR English, and you can join the SR Arabic and SR English. And then they can share anything. I mean, if you have something that's interesting about remote sensing, about rivers, about maybe water resources, water management, you have papers, you have maybe something that you want to share with others, we can do that in this kind of account. So the idea, I mean, this figure is showing that I just want to say that if we are in this circle, in this inside the world of the water science research, we also want to go outside this. So a kind of like outreach our work. We want to kind of going and working more maybe with the stakeholder, building networks. So that's what I hope we can do with the SR community. So we don't want only people from the research community to be there, but we want actually, if you can connect us, if you can connect each other to people from outside this circle, from outside the research circle and going to the stakeholders. I think this would be important because I hope in the future we can make also the research simple, you know. And this is something I want to actually, the idea of the Hydrolingo, if you have a paper and the paper is saying, for example, something, it's very complicated, like the language is very complicated in the paper. We want to deliver this to the media or to the common person so that he can understand it very easily. So we can do that if we translate into the native language. I think this is the first thing. And then instead of using the very complicated terms, we can also use a very simple language. So we can, this is, I think, one thing I hope we can do it with the Hydrolingo. I think maybe this is the last thing. It's the SR certificates. As I said, if you need a certificate of participation, I'll be very happy to do that. And I mentioned that probably in some of my emails. So please send me the following. I'm just saying to send me again because the document we have it in the shared drive doesn't have all the names, and some of people, they send me an email that my name is not correct, so I don't mess up with the names. So if you need actually a certificate of participation and prove that you have completed this workshop, I'll be happy to provide this certificate. So just provide me with the full name, like maybe the first, last name, whatever name you would like to look in to have it in the certificate, your organization, and then the email. I'll not put the email on the certificate. I'll just use the email to send you the certificate. So if you send me these details, I will prepare the certificate for you and send it to you maybe next week or something. I'll just kind of preparing the certificates and then send it to whoever wants a certificate. The last, I think it's not the least, and this will actually be very, very important for me. If you kind of do a favor for me, there is a survey that I have, this Google Form survey. It's I mean, you will not share any information about yourself. So if you can please fill this survey for this workshop. So I just kind of want to understand, if we do it next year, how can we improve this sensing river survey? What do you like, what you doesn't like? You will find a section about the hydrolingo. So feel free to write anything about the hydrolingo. I mean, if you don't like it, no, this doesn't make sense. You'll see, like, asking also about the practical session. Do you like the practical session versus the presentations versus the papers? I'm not sure if anyone reads the paper or not, but anyway, like, do you feel like we should include something else or not? So please fill this survey. The link is here. I will share it in the chat box. I'll give you some time, maybe now, to finish it. I will send it again in the email. But if you try to finish it now, I think I can give you now time to finish it. That will be much better. I'll send it now in the chat box. And I think now, or maybe I will turn the floor is yours to share your thoughts. So I think it's your time now. I've talked a lot during this workshop, so I think it's your time now. So we can kind of like unmute yourself and say whatever you feel like we should do for next year. Like, I'm giving some starters. What do you think about the SR experience in general? If you attended other workshops, which part of the session do you like more? How can we improve others? Are you interested in participating in SR 2021? What other topics? Because we only kind of include like 3 topics for remote sensing, but this is just a starter for the discussion. Just kind of encouraging everyone, if you want to unmute yourself, if you want to write in the chat box, so we can kind of having this open discussion to share your thoughts. So yeah, I think I see Awad, you can unmute yourself and yeah, you can share your thoughts.
Okay. So to me in person, I've learned a lot during this workshop, and it was very light and intensive at the same time. So lots of thanks to you all, and you Hisham in person, for your kindness, collaboration, and great organization. I appreciate all what I've done, and hope your future all highly contributes to our world. So for me personally, of course, interested if such workshop took place next year. So lots of thanks.
Yeah, thanks very much, Awad. I really appreciate your feedback. I mean, guys, you don't have to thank me or praise me or something. I mean, I want to get your feedback and learn more about what should we do to improve this. You know, we need to work all together for the future of our nations. You know, so we want to do our best for that. So please, like, if you have any feedback, I really appreciate it. I just unmute yourself and feel free to talk. Yeah. I see in the chat box. Yeah, thanks for everyone. I mean, in the chat box who typed. Thanks very much. I see. Dr. Ashraf, thanks very much. Thanks very much, Rada. Thanks, Muhammad Alamin. Thanks, Muhammad Mahmoud Abu Halima. Thanks, Ilham. Thanks, Dr. Rasha. Thanks very much. And thanks, Dr. Ahmad. Thanks very much for what you have written. But I really appreciate if you give us the feedback. I think, yeah, I didn't share maybe the link for the survey. Let me share it now. So if you can just kind of like spend some time on that. So I think you should. Can you just, yeah, share the survey on the, it's very easy. I think you're just kind of clicking buttons to say it's good or bad or something like that. So can you please click in the form and make sure it's working? So we just wait and make sure it's the form is working. And yeah, I think yeah, I might give you maybe some time. It's 11:30 exactly, but I will give you. I'll be there for maybe 5 minutes more. I want you to maybe to fill, and if you want to come back, but I mean, while maybe some of you are filling this survey, I want to thank you again. Thanks everyone for participating in Sensing Rivers 2020, the SR 2020. And as I said, I hope I see you all again in SR 2021. And I'm planning maybe we have the same workshop in the same day, September 21st, which is, as I said, the UN International Day of Peace. So as we said, let's try towards bringing peace in, especially in the transboundary basin. But we have to care about science. We don't want to get too much involved into politics, but let's care about the science and making science to kind of drive us towards the peace in the transboundary basins. So I will stop here with this slide. And again, if you want to unmute yourself, if you want to share anything, I'll be happy to hear from you. And I'll give you the time to fill the survey as well. So thanks again, and see you in SR 2021.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, yeah.
Okay. Thanks, of course, for the team for this workshop. But maybe I was thinking about if you could do it in the next year, like a training workshop instead of just an informative workshop. Like you can have an example, maybe extend it a little bit, but you can start working with the team, doing something like having a product at the final end of the set time for the workshop. Yeah. I don't know if you could hear me or not, but
I kind of. So you mean to get like a kind of a product, like maybe if they are doing an exercise or something, then they can kind of having output, right? Like output, maybe a result for a small project or something. Do you mean something like that, or?
Yes. This is what I was meaning. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I actually have in the maybe in the survey one question asking if you would like to have maybe. There's something now called the hackathon. Hackathon is like a kind of very intensive event or workshop on only a particular topic, and you will have a project. You will have an output from the project. Even probably most of the people after that, the researcher, they might write a paper or something out of this. So I have a question about that in the survey, asking if you would be interested in doing something like that or not, if we want to do that. Because I agree with you, if we have an output and then people can use it for their research or for publications or something, that might be more helpful. And I think we should consider something like that, especially in terms of the exercise. This time we just kind of limited that we try to expose to different applications and showing you like the Google Earth Engine tool, and 2 days and every day is only 1 hour was not enough. But yeah, for sure in the future we should consider something like that. And maybe that's why I also have this as a question in the survey. But yeah, thanks very much, Dr. Ashraf. I totally agree with you. We should do better in terms of having a kind of output after finishing the practical session or after the workshop by the end. So yeah, thanks very much, Dr. Ashraf.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. Could you please resend the link for the survey, because my connection went out and I got back again when the chat box is empty?
Yeah, let me also let me see if this will be.
So, Dr. Hisham, hi.
Yes, Dr. Ahmad.
So yes.
Did you receive? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you can go. Did you receive the form? I just sent it again in the chat box.
Yes, I've filled it. Yes.
Oh, you filled it? Okay. Yeah. I really appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Okay. So I have like a suggestion. Maybe can we go for like a fact-checking app or something? Because as you know, you may hear a lot of lies, a lot of misleading information about the dams, maybe even the last news about
flooding.
some increase in the levels on the Nile in Bahira Governorate,
Yeah,
or even
it's gonna flood in the yeah.
flies a lot of misleading information. So can we have like a fact-checking app, even if we can like write two tweets or three tweets per month? It's great.
Yeah, that's a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
I like this, like having something to stop the misleading information, but
Yes.
specifically in terms of the water, because I think in the Nile now we need something like that. I think especially in the Nile, this year also when they said, okay, the GERD they start feeling the GERD or something, and I was checking the tool that I showed, the MRI tool, and I feel I'm not sure they started or not, but I feel like the levels was the same like last year. So I think this kind of misleading information and misinformation that people are sharing, I think it would be good if we, maybe if we start this the Twitter maybe account or Facebook account for the SR, and then we are all, I mean, you're more you're better than me, I mean, probably, so you can, maybe we can have this kind of sharing this, I mean, making a statement that this is not true. For example, I know you're talking about that they said maybe Egypt will, in the downstream, in the most downstream, in the Rashid and the most out downstream point of the Nile River, they will be it will be flooded because of the levels or something like that. So we can, I mean, we can have like a very short statement that maybe this will if it will happen, it will happen. Why? Just talking in terms of science, and again excluding any politics, and just giving the scientific information. I think
Yes.
that would be a great idea. So yeah, I took a note of this, Dr. Ahmed, and I will try to maybe send you everyone the email. And
I can cooperate, yes, with you in this. Yeah, okay.
yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, I took a note of that, and maybe we can do something for that.
Okay. That's
Thanks very
great.
much.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks very much,
Thanks.
Dr. Ahmed.
Thanks.
Yes, Turgan, you can unmute yourself and go ahead. Yeah. I think Targan, you're still muted. If you are raising your hand, you can, unmute yourself. And
Okay. Thank you for your nice presentation and preparing this important topic on the recent cases of transboundary basin problems, especially related with the three countries. And we need to follow similar scenarios, and we have to develop solution-based tools for our future, depending on the scientific ways. We, as a researcher, we have to develop solution-based researches for the future, and I think you will prepare an important topic for the coming 2021, and I'm sure I can follow you, and you make a great deal for this transboundary basin related research. I am really appreciated and motivated by your work and what you did, and I will follow for your future.
thank
Thanks
you.
for yours.
Yeah,
This
go ahead.
is what I have.
Yeah, thanks very much, Targan. I really appreciate your what you said and your feedback as well. And I agree with you. I mean, having this kind of systems might help in our regions to solve some of the problems. If we are kind of monitor the rivers in a better way using maybe the remote sensing, and keeping in mind that we have
Yeah,
these different uncertainties in remote sensing, but it still can give us an idea about what is going on. This will help. I mean, probably making the people feeling more peace. You know, that don't trust the media all the time.
sure,
There is some science that's going on, and we
sure,
need to
sure.
we need to come in and share our science. You know, because now the media is dominated
Sure, sure.
by people who are not talking in terms of science. They are this yeah. So we need to
Yeah,
come in
really, really, really.
we need to come in and maybe share our perspectives as well. So I think that's why I believe that we need to maybe kind of like making the gap a little bit smaller or less between us as a researcher and
Sure,
the public in general.
right.
So when I engage with the public more, making our research maybe simpler.
Yeah,
I mean, for example, I cannot go to someone and tell him that I have this measurement from the satellite and
yeah,
it has a lot of uncertainties. I mean, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about that. So maybe we need to kind of like make our research simple and get to the point. So and get
sure.
the public and the stakeholders maybe engaged more in our research. So I totally agree with you, and I really appreciate that you participate. I think you're the only one from Ethiopia, so you're kind of the Ethiopian ambassador for our SR community, and I really appreciate
Thank you.
all your questions, your participation in the practical sessions. So I really appreciate that, and I hope you build our SR community in Ethiopia as well in the future. So thanks again, Turgan, for your participation and your feedback. Thanks very much.
Thank you, and you will come. Can I add one more idea?
Sure,
And can
Turgan.
we
Yeah,
share?
sure. Yeah, I'm here. Sure.
Okay. So yeah, the network is unstable anyways. I try
So
to
I think that
raise my idea.
your voice, Turgan, your voice is a kind
What
of
I have
your voice.
is related to GERD from the upstream. Yeah.
Your voice is a kind of cutting a little bit. So can you please
Yeah.
can you just say again your idea or your suggestion? Can you just say it again, please, Turgan, because your voice was cutting.
Okay. My idea is related to GERD.
You said the idea was related to GERD?
Okay. I wanted to raise ideas related to GERD because Green Ethiopian Research down.
Right. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What I have is there is a misinterpretation related with the GERD from the downstream countries, not not only with Egypt, but also in Sudanese. There is a misunderstanding of the project. The community have the responsibility to and tangible information depending on research for this which is published as an international journal. Do you understand me? Hello?
Yeah, I can listen. I can hear you. Yeah. Keep going. Yeah, keep going. I see your point. You're saying some of the research that's being done in the downstream countries by Egypt and Sudan in international journals it's a kind of like there is a misunderstanding in the research you said, right?
Okay.
That's what you said, like there is a misunderstanding of the GERD in this research.
Yeah, really.
Okay, I see your point. Yeah. So what is the idea to what's the idea you are proposing? And if there is if there is the I mean information that's published already, what would you like a kind of suggest or for the future? If you have any ideas, yeah. It's,
So we need to have a scenario.
yeah, I think you are get disconnected, unfortunately, but maybe he will connect back. Ilham, yeah, you can. You are raising your hand, so you can come in and unmute yourself and go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hello again, Mr. Hisham Dardiri.
Yeah.
I want to ask about the Google Earth Engine
Right.
in
Sure.
this application. The first exercise I did, I can download the precipitation in the selected area.
Okay.
First of all, I want to ask about the result only can collect it in TIFF extension. Can I use in like Excel sheet like table or other type of
Yeah.
precipitation?
Yeah, there is other kinds of exporting formats, so you can do that. Yeah, I only showed in the exercise one type, which is the TIFF, but yeah, that's you can do exporting with other kind of formats. So I might need to look at it maybe and send it to you, but I'm not sure if in the exercise if I included the link to the Google Earth Engine web page, because they have the documentation for every function, every method and every function. So I will check that and maybe let me take note of that, and then I will let you know exactly the function. Yeah.
Okay. Another thing, there is a map. So can I select the selected area like in JS? I can select the locality or the country or يعني
Yeah.
what like the spread shape file. So in the Google Earth Engine, I just trace the geometry.
Oh yeah. That's
Can I?
yeah. I actually yeah. I know. I'm in the exercise. I was just showing for the geometry, like which is polygon. It's not like a kind of boundaries that we should use. So actually, you can upload the shapefile to the Google Earth Engine, and then later after uploading the shapefile, you can use it as a geometry. So you don't have to draw any polygon or any geometry. So I think that's what's actually normally will be if you are using Google Earth Engine in the future. You will use the shapefile. You are not using any polygon or geometry anymore. I just tried to make it easy because the shapefile.
Can I select the
Yeah, go
Can I
ahead.
select the certain area, like Sudan, like Egypt,
So
all
there is,
the country? Can I
yeah,
select it?
yeah, you can do that because there is actually a shapefile for the countries, which is stored stored in the Google Earth Engine as well. So you don't have even to upload it from your computer. It's already there. It's like the precipitation. The precipitation data is in the Google server. There is also a shapefile there for the countries, and there is a shapefile for the basin boundaries. If you have worked with a data set called hydrosheds, so the hydrosheds is giving the boundaries of the basins and sub-basins. It's at different levels of basins. So and it's available there. So you can also use it. You can import it the same way you import the precipitation and using this as a geometry in the Google Earth Engine. So you can do that. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
Other question?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
If you think about to make the community or from this workshop, I think we have a huge participant from different countries. Can you make the community or the committee or whatever can you say just to let them know about the updates, information. We can share the research or something like that.
Yeah, sure. So I think if we build these communities, then if we have a page, like a Facebook page or Twitter page or something, then in this case, I think everyone will be included, and then they can share their research, sharing their ideas as well. And I think one thing also, I mean, in case we need even to kind of downscale this into only like a region-based or a country-based, we can do it as well. If people from Sudan, they want to build their own SR community, then we can do that. So I think that will be the idea of the SR, that the community, that they come together and then they share their research. So we keep updated all the time with what everyone is doing.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Hissam Jabiri.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much, Ilan. Yeah, I really appreciate your feedback. Yeah, thanks very much.
You're welcome.